Yeah, about time you show up, bro.
Who's your favorite superhero?
The Incredible Hulk.
Let's talk about the Chiefs' most recent roster subtractions and additions, Tyreek Hill's interview with Kevin Hart, a potential reunion with Justin Houstin, according to an opinion piece from CBS Sports at least, and much more. But first, how about those? What's up, guys? My name is Cole, and I do daily news about the Chiefs and the NFL overall. So hey, sub if you're new, hit that like button if you're ready to see the Chiefs' full schedule tomorrow when it's revealed. And let's get into this news. In this first bit, very important that you all know this. Tom Brady will be a lead NFL analyst for Fox Sports when he retires. I know all of you were just chomping at the bit, wondering what Tom Brady was going to be doing in 15 years when he retires from the NFL at the nice young age of 60. Well, have no fear, because now you know. This is such an odd announcement, guys. I mean, how do they even know he's going to do a good enough job to be a lead analyst? Did they have tryouts for the homie or something? My assumption is they were working something out with him when he fake retired earlier this year for attention and then pressed pause on everything. But it's still the weirdest thing to me that they would announce this while Brady is still playing in the NFL and the current season hasn't even started yet. The earliest this would even happen is probably still over a year from now.
Freaking weirdos.
Anyway, let's move on now to some real news. The Chiefs waived a handful of players goodbye yesterday, and those players included QB Anthony Gordon, running back Brendan Knox, tackle Gene Pryor, and defensive tackle Darius Stills. Rookie minicamp reports had Gordon looking like the more polished QB over Dustin Crum, so his release is interesting, but they must certainly see something there in Crummy boy. Definitely worth keeping an eye out on that for sure. Gordon has been with the Chiefs on multiple occasions over the last 2 years as he's battled with Shane Buechele and others for the right to be the team's developmental quarterback. The Washington State product threw for 48 TDs back in 2019 in a breakout year, but he's yet to find a stable home here in the NFL. Brendan Knox has been around the Chiefs for the last few months after originally signing with the Dallas Cowboys as a rookie free agent following the 2021 NFL Draft. The Chiefs worked him out last December, signed him to a futures deal for the 2022 offseason, but he be gone. Darius Stills is a former star at West Virginia who landed with the Las Vegas Raiders as a rookie free agent a year ago, but was cut before the active rosters were due. He failed to latch on with another team, but the Chiefs came calling with a futures deal last winter. And as for Pryor, he signed as an O-line prospect out of Hawaii, following the draft when he was apparently passed over by others at rookie minicamp. So while the Chiefs waived some players goodbye, they said hello to a couple more. They signed offensive lineman Chris Glaser. He is a very small man, only 6'4", 300 pounds, but seemed to make a good enough impression during his tryout over the weekend. Glaser started 12 games at guard for the Virginia Cavaliers during the 2021 season, and his college football career includes experience at both guard positions. And he tweeted this out yesterday: officially a Chief, #Chiefs Kingdom, to which safety Juan Thornhill responded saying, "Welcome to the kingdom, brother." So yeah, the team likely let Gene Pryor go knowing they were signing Glaser. And then, do you guys remember way back to when we released center Austin Reiter? Yeah, well, the Chiefs have had a change of heart in less than a week and re-signed him. My thought is this: they released him prior to rookie minicamp to make room on the roster and to take a look at the O-line competition, saw said competition, and said, nah fam, we need Austin Reiter back ASAP. So he's back. Reiter spent 3 seasons with the team from 2018 through 2020, starting in 32 of the 42 games in which he appeared, including 2 Super Bowls. Now back with the club for the offseason, Reiter projects to be a backup option behind second-year center Creed Humphrey. And then they also brought back receiver Gary Jennings, who, like Reiter, was waived on May 5th to make room for UDFAs ahead of the rookie minicamp. Jennings has bounced around the league like a pinball after entering as a 4th-round pick made by the Seattle Seahawks in 2019, but finds himself back with the Chiefs. So there you have it. The Chiefs waive 4 players and add 3 yesterday. Many more changes incoming, I can promise you that. And then Tyreek Hill was featured on a show with Kevin Hart yesterday called Cold as Balls. It's where Kevin interviews people in an ice bath, and man, it was a hilarious episode to me at least. I laughed multiple times throughout, but I gotta say this, it was definitely filmed prior to the Miami Dolphins trade because they didn't talk about it at all, like not one bit. So it's either that or maybe Kevin Hart hates the Dolphins, thinks they suck like everybody else, and refused to bring it up. Either way, I just want to talk about a few football-worthy Chiefs snippets they had in that interview with you all. Because of Tyreek's speed, he's often asked when he ran track, but he didn't do that until later on in high school. His bigger focus has always been football. He grew up in a big football family. His dad played football, and Tyreek started playing at 7 years old. And that's crazy to me because when I was 7, I was still playing with Legos and crying about which Pop-Tart I wanted to eat for breakfast, while Tyreek Hill, on the other hand, was out there running laps around people on the football field in his free time. In college, he tried out for a football team at a JUCO, and the first day of practice, his coach said, "If you keep your head on straight, you have a big chance of making it to the big leagues." No idea why I talked like that, but he then got a bunch of D1 offers and he chose Oklahoma State, though to be honest, barely kept his head on straight at times, but ended up getting drafted in the 5th round of the 2016 NFL draft by the Chiefs, and that's all she wrote until he was traded to the Dolphins. He was asked about his relationship with Patrick Mahomes, and he responded saying, "I feel like me and Pat got a great relationship off the field. I can always look to him as a brother, no matter what. I know I can always call him and count on him for anything." Hill also referred to Mahomes as being from the South, explaining that he possesses a team-first personality influencing his unselfish behavior on the field. Hill said, "Whoever Pat wants to get the ball to, I'm down for it. I'm just here for the team." Well, you're not here for the team anymore, Tyreek, but I digress. He then shared how Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, and company used to spend countless hours drawing up plays on how to get him the ball and scheming ways to get him open with everything teams were doing to try to shut him down. And to be honest, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for those meetings, man. It would have been pure artistry at work. Tyreek then described winning the Super Bowl and how he loved it so much that all he wanted was another ring, and then described losing to the Bucs the next year as the worst feeling ever. All those hours put in almost feels like it was for nothing, and that hurts a lot. And Tyreek, my question to you is, if you wanted another ring so bad, why did you go to the Dolphins? Oh yeah, that's right, it was about the
loads of money.
He was then asked about the infamous 13-second drive against the Bills, and Hill said Pat, Kelsey, Coach Reid got this special play they did against the Cowboys a few years ago called Hill Mary. And Kelsey told Hill, "Look, just follow behind my big body and I got you, homie." Next thing you know, they were kicking a field goal and heading into overtime, and you know the rest. And there's more to this episode, but mainly lots of jokes and horsing around, including an appearance from these guys.
Oh, God.
So yeah, make sure to check that out if you would like. Link is in the description. And the last thing I want to show you from Tyreek Hill today is a severely underthrown ball from Tua to Tyreek at a recent practice or workout. Tyreek literally had to slow down, turn around, and almost stop to catch this ball. And it's going to be a very common sight this season with the Dolphins. So good luck with that, buddy. And then NFL on CBS recently released a graphic on teams' strength of schedules. And if we look at the top 5 in this list, it's the LA Rams, the Arizona Cardinals, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then tied for 5th is the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. So not only is our division absolute insanity this season, we also have the top 5 most difficult schedule in the entire NFL. So there's that. Just wanted you guys to be reminded how tough this upcoming season is going to be, in case you forgot or something. And on the subject of schedules, a report surfaced yesterday suggesting that the Chiefs may be playing the Houston Texans week 1 of this year. So yeah, they haven't given week 1 byes since like 2001, and the Chiefs got their first week 1 bye in a very long time. Because the Texans are horrible? No, okay, bad joke. Mike Fisher of Sports Illustrated writes this: "The Houston Texans are learning what their 2022 regular season schedule will look like, and the rumored reveal means it looks tough. In week 1 with a visit from the Kansas City Chiefs to open the year, the Chiefs are playing week 2 against the Chargers just 4 days later in week 2 as part of a special broadcast package for Amazon, which will air the league's games on Thursday Night Football this season. Does this mean the schedule makers view Houston as an easy game for the Chiefs as they face the week 2 challenge? Well, yes, buddy, that is exactly what that means. Now, hopefully the Chiefs don't end up losing to the Texans, or I'm going to look like a complete idiot. I'll say this much at least. The Houston Texans are one of the easiest teams on our schedule because the majority of the teams we play are going to be tough ones. We'll put it that way. Either way, we will find out the Chiefs' entire schedule tomorrow, May 12th, as the full NFL schedule will be unveiled for all to behold in its awesome splendor. I don't even think that sentence makes complete sense, but it sounded good when I wrote it. So yeah, I'm excited to see the full schedule tomorrow. That's for sure. Are you guys? Let me know in the comments. Let's get it. And then this is interesting. Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports released an article titled 5 NFL reunions that should happen for the 2022 season. And listen to these. You have Nick Foles and the Jaguars, Julio Jones and Matt Ryan reuniting with the Colts, Cole Beasley and the Cowboys, Jerry Hughes and the Colts, and finally, Justin Houston and the Kansas City Chiefs. And no, I'm not joking. The author goes on to say, quote, at 33, Houston is no longer a top-tier starter off the edge, a far cry from the 22-sack machine that once dominated from KC's front. But he's still a savvy plug-and-play rotational player, which is precisely what the Chiefs could use at defensive end. First-round pick George Karlaftis should start from day one opposite Frank Clark, but that is a title contender we're talking about. The deeper the pass rushing stable, the better. Houston has shown recently with the Colts and the Ravens he can still offer something. So yeah, I mean, since 2019, he has had nearly 24 sacks, but each year has been a tad lower than the previous. In 2019, he had 11 sacks. In 2020, he had 8. And then last year, in 2021, he had 4.5. Last year, he played on a one-year deal for the Ravens, and at least according to Spot Rack, he wasn't that expensive at the end of the day. But my honest thoughts here, it would be awesome to see him back in red and gold, and I honestly think we will see him back in red and gold when he retires as a Chief. But with Melvin Ingram tendered by the Chiefs and more than likely coming back, I don't see Houston's return as probable or likely, nor would it make much sense for the Chiefs. But what do you guys think? Is that ludicrous? Is that honestly not a bad idea, especially if Melvin Ingram signs elsewhere? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below, and if you're new, make sure to sub for more daily news like this, and check out this video here from yesterday where I go over the Chiefs rookie minicamp, Coach Andy Reid speaking to the media, and much more. And until next time, let's go. How about those